this I know for sure. But does she really wanna? But can't stand to see me walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking to us together, 'cause we don't know how. You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it if there's nothing at all. We've been together, oh, we've been together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. It's what they say is then what makes, then what makes, then what makes, then what makes, then what makes love exception. So why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why,
What's up, cuties? Happy Friday to you guys. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining me for this live. Shout out to each and every one of you. This is going to be quick because I do have a lunch date with my aunt. But what do I need to do here? There we go. But I wanted to come to you guys because, first of all, shout out to the Cutie crew. Amazing members only live last night. I really enjoyed it. Also, Cookie from the Shy. Thank you, Cookie from the Shy, for the super chat. But if you were in my members only last night, you should know that I said, oh, not here. Brit Eady was gonna sue. I said it last night, and I be damn. Even a couple of the Cutie crew members said, what would she have? What grounds would she have to sue for? And I be damn if the news broke a couple hours ago that she's doing just that, suing Bravo for $20 million. Crazy. So I'm going to share the story with you guys. And then I want to touch on this Diddy situation. I will say this. It has to be very hard to be a juror because with me reading the documents, with me catching up on a couple of the content creators that's there as well, I go day to day with a different opinion. But we'll get to it. Diddy gay, okay? In my opinion, we'll get to it. But if you haven't already, come on in, hit the like button. Shout out to the cutie mods in the building. Teresa Wright, my sis Pink Diva. Thank you guys so much for being here and for modding for me. And yeah, I have a little time, maybe 45 minutes or so. So let's get started. Cutie crew, as I said last night, the girl is suing. And look, before I even get into what the Shade Room posted, and they posted it courtesy of TMZ, but you guys run over to the Shade Room if you haven't read what they post as well. Everything that I'm saying is my opinion only throughout this live. And this is what Bravo gets, period. Because if Bravo would have let Brit go from the time she made the threat of the pow pow, guess what? We would have never gotten to Kenya Moore's spa event. I've been saying it since it happened. And now look, I'm sorry for me. Just looking at Brit got some issues. Brit has some issues. Brit, along with, I'll tie it into some of these women that's involved in this whole Diddy stuff, I think that they wanted to be financially It's not even stable. They just wanted to be rich by any means necessary. My opinion, again, only. But Brit has climbed through the ranks. She's dated Rick Ross and a couple other people and all of that. And I think the goal for Brit was always the money. Always the money. But let's go ahead. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and read this. And if you haven't hit the like button already, go ahead and hit that like button for me. But Real Housewives of Atlanta newcomer Brit Eady shared on Thursday her decision to skip the reunion for season 16. She spoke about the incident where alleged explicit photos of her were displayed at Kenya Moore's hair spa opening last June. In Brit's statement, she said she wasn't the woman in the photos. Now, Edie has filed a lawsuit against Bravo. I'm going to continue reading, but I do want you guys to put your thoughts about this in the chat. Put your thoughts about this in the chat. Hey, Aunt Debbie, straight bullshit, period, point blank. Because if she want to say that Bravo used her knowing that she wasn't the woman in the photos, guess what? She used her damn self as well because she leaned into this whole storyline. We saw her crying. We heard her say she lost her insurance license. We heard her talking to her family and saying she couldn't get out of bed and all of that. All of this is straight BS to me. And this was her goal from day one, in my opinion. But Brit, and let me put that banner, everything. Everything is alleged. But TMZ said Brett filed legal documents against Bravo, its parent company, NBC Universal, and its production companies. So she fired everybody, the network, production companies, the sister networks, everybody. She claims that they knowingly led the public to think the explicit photos displayed at the event were images of her. Okay, I will continue in a minute, but I'm also calling BS because not only did Brit lean into this storyline, but Kenya Moore would have absolutely come out and said those pictures weren't Brit. What do you mean I'm suspended? They weren't even her. This shit is weird. Is this not weird to any of you? Brit wants people to believe that everybody played into this, including Kenya, who lost her salary. We thought she lost her job, but it looks like Kenya may be back. And look, if I were Kenya, let me finish. And then I'll say, if I were Kenya, let me write Kenya down. Britt says that the woman in the images was not her, but claimed the network falsely yet unmistakably implied the photos were her and later aired the other cast members' reactions to the situation. She also said the network contributed to a hostile work environment and actually harassed her by exposing her to unwelcome, offensive, and actualized behavior and comments by requiring her to show up to work after experiencing a gendered attack. Do you guys see how loaded that last paragraph is? She made sure to hit all of the keywords. I'm going to read it again. Brett said the network contributed to first keyword, sentence, words, hostile work environment, actually harassed her, also exposed her to unwelcome, offensive, and actualized behavior and comments by requiring her, demanding her to show up to work after experiencing, here's the last buzzwords, gendered attack. Thoughts? Thoughts? Anybody? Put your thoughts in the comments. Look, if I were Kenya Moore, I hate to say this, I probably would have to take the Brit route. Because if Brit got a lawsuit, Kenya got a lawsuit. That's just period. But for me, I don't think any one of them has a lawsuit, especially Brit. Especially. Now, if Brit was going to, let's say, attempt to sue somebody, I would think that that lawsuit would have been against Kenya. Cheryl Canada, she started this show needing that, in my opinion. She started this show needing money. And I think that this was her goal. For me, again, this is all my opinions, but just Brit's attitude, just Brit being um an angry bird to everybody on the show. Portia, Angela, Phaedra, Kelly, Kenya. She wanted something to happen to her on purpose, in my opinion, for this right here that she's doing. And that's why Bravo shouldn't have, first of all, whoever chose Brit to come on this show in the first place, we need to sue their ass. If I'm just gonna keep it real, we need to sue them. Look, Shirley said again, she let the public think it, so she must have thought it was her. I think she knew that. I think it was her. I think it was her, period. Because again, I don't see Kenya Moore allowing this to go down the way that it's gone down without her coming out and saying, look, that wasn't even her. Brit even admitted, allegedly, if my memory serves me correctly, that that was her in her younger years. Remember, she went into the whole cam girl thing and all of that. So what is this? What is this? And Kenya, I'm not sure if Bravo has already gave, because I felt that this was odd yesterday as well. This whole statement that Kenya released, I think Bravo released some funds to Kenya, and I think they probably want Kenya on their side when it comes to this mess with Brit, because this was weird. But Kenya came out yesterday and said, I'm disappointed to not be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion taping today. Please know I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon. That means an offer has already been made. I need you guys to put that in the comments as well. Is this not weird? Was this not weird? Kenya's statement, same day as Brit's statement, and the day before we find out that there's been a lawsuit filed. Let me see what you guys are saying. Girlfriend Chronicles says, so what happened to thorough investigation that was done? So her karma is coming at her finally. Right, because Andy said that. Andy said we did a thorough investigation. And that's why I think this chick, I don't know. I don't believe this part of it's not her. I think that Brit, this is all me, my opinion. I think that Brit had so much work done on her face that she feel like people may not recognize the old Brit. And let me go ahead and say that wasn't me. It's BS. Patricia Ellis Ross said, why do I always say, and not Ross Robin, why I always say your full government? You say it took a year for Brit to say this wasn't her. Wait a minute. It took a year for Brit to say this wasn't her. I don't get that part. It says she will never see a dime of that money. I agree with that. I don't think she's gonna see a penny. Shirley said, I think I read this. She let the public think she must have thought it was her. Chronicles of Kim say chow, weird. Lisa Love, this it. That's it. That's all. She's looking for a payday. She is cray cray. coming out the gate to antagonize Kenya for bait. Right. We know when we watched, Kenya was very cordial with Brit. And Brit wasn't happy till she made it an issue. And yeah, now don't I'm so sick of these wannabe victims. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's not believable at all. Sweet P724. So the investigation Bravo conducted was some bullish. Well, if you believe Brit, yes. Girlfriend Chronicles said Brit has got to be bipolar and being coached by Mr. Lavender Underwear. Child, did the husband have all? Y'all be knowing all the details. But I agree. I think that she was coached. And look, I also think that this could have been her and her husband's plan from the beginning. Teresa said, and a couple more, and we're gonna get into this Diddy stuff, but I'm gonna try to get you all. Teresa said, what was hostile? Isn't she over in Grenada? Wait, what? What is she talking about? Um, she did go on the girls' trip. She did continue to um finish filming this season, but she opted out of showing up to the reunion. And we will see what happened on that girls' trip. And I think that she's gonna put that in her lawsuit as well, because as you should have picked up, and as I read, she said that she was required to show up to hostile work environments. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and tape and film all season. I'm not even gonna ask them, hey, can somebody show me what Kenya posted? Cameras were rolling. Cameras were rolling. And look, I think that she's biting off more than she can chew, because for me, I definitely think that it was her. And I think that Bravo will make sure, if this ever goes in front of a judge, to prove that it's her. So all them videos of her slobbing the knob and eating the corn on the cob and all of that stuff, now you really gonna be embarrassed once it's proven that it is you. So again, these are my opinions. Sherry M said Brit is her own worst enemy. She is delusional. Her lawsuit will go nowhere. I agree. And look, she has blackballed herself. And kudos. Let me clap. Kudos. Nobody will touch Brit after this, as far as um being on anybody's TV screen. So the most that Brit, in my opinion, will be able to do is start her YouTube channel, something that she control. But VH1 will never touch her. Zeus will never touch her. No other network after this lawsuit will touch her. And I thank them, because I don't want to see her. Sweet Essence said this is very weird. Nobody on the cast said it wasn't Brit. Bingo. Plus, she played along with it. Bingo. She never denied it in the episodes. It wasn't her. Very confused. We all confused, but don't be confused. Peep game. This chick is, in my opinion, and I've been saying this, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You could just pick up on things when it comes to Brit. And elevator don't go to the top to me. Mar said Kenya should sue Bravo for wrongful termination and file a personal injury lawsuit against Brit Eady for emotional distress, loss of wages, and defamation of character. Good point. Go ahead and play tit for tat. Because, chick, it is because of you that I lost my job. Now, granted, Kenya's actions led her to that point, but if you're trying to say that it wasn't you, what about me? I'll sue too. Hey, Simone. All right, let's see. You said last night she should sue. I have never heard of gendered. Me either, girlfriend chronicles. Maybe. Let me do a quick search. That is definitely a probably a legal term that she was told to use by an attorney, I'm assuming. Yeah, it don't even come up when you do a search for it. So that lets you know that that's something new. Gender. Yeah, I can't find anything. First I've heard of it for sure. I am Queen Tori said, child, does anybody need anything from the hair store? Brit, please. Debbie said, if I was Bravo, I wouldn't take Kenya back. You know what, Debbie, I would have to agree with you because if that was the case, if that was the goal, why even do all of this, period? You know what I mean? And they made, Debbie, they made a big mistake because had they, and it showed that obviously they had some type of pre-existing issues going on with Kenya, because had they let Brit go, we wouldn't be here and they wouldn't be here. But I agree, why bring her back if, you know, it's weird. It's weird. I can't even complete my damn sentence. Kenya is groveling to me. That statement that we read, that I just read from Kenya. She wants to come back. She wants, I'm sure, that paycheck. Also, Nene Leakes spoke out recently, said she's willing to sit down with Portia and have a conversation, and that her and Bravo have ironed out all of their differences and all of that. So I don't know. Maybe Bravo gonna bring them all back. I'll tell you what, if they do, it'll take all the attention away from this mess next season. A couple more comments. I agree with you, Chit Chat. I think she just wants to settle, and this is how she is going about it. Yeah, she wants some quick money, in my opinion. She wants some quick money. The husband allegedly was sued by the golf course that she filmed that event at. And yeah, I think this was her goal, though. As soon as she learned she would be a cast member, I think that, she looked at this as an opportunity to get her a quick money grab. Hey, Real Talk with Grace and Mercy. Real Talk, I wish you would have been with us last night in members only. We had an awesome time. I dropped down in one of your lives this week, early morning, and it was amazing as always. But thanks for joining me, sis. Okay, right. She's a poor fit for the show. Not buying nothing, Brit selling. Who is this 304 Facts? She needs the money, so now she's suing. Hey, Sammy. Okay, couple more. So Brit kept a lot going for a storyline. Thank you, my degree is real. Thank you. Because you cannot tell me that that wouldn't have been the first thing that she would have required. Let me see what she put up. Let me see what everybody else is gasping for and saying, oh, that's wrong and all of that. Let me see. The chick is crazy. You know how you run across some people and you know that they really got issues. Those are the vibes that she give me. Those who were at the event were appalled by the pic, so all of a sudden they were not her. I cannot with this lunatic. This is very weird. No games played, said. She also said she took steps to have the pics removed from the net. Right, but no games played. Other people came out and said she was unsuccessful. Other people came out and said, nah, you can still find all of those pictures online. You know? Sammy said Brit even talked with Drew about the photo and her husband saying that it was a pic of her and her ex-boyfriend. See? So, like, girl, what? I also remember the conversation with her husband about it. It was Brit, in my opinion. It was Brit. Brit knew that it was her. And now, again, my opinion, with all this work that she had done, she want people to think that's not really her. Look how she look now compared to then. Girl, bye. Bye. All right, let's see. Where are we? Brittany Janae. Hey, Brittany Janae. Hey, Veronica Monroe. Okay, Erica. Erica said, I believe that Andy took someone else's word about it being a thorough investigation. He should have double checked it for proof. Someone lied to him. All right, Erica, I respect your opinion. You believe Britt, but Andy is not the one that's doing the day-to-day operations. So Andy has Bravo has a whole production team. They have producers. They have the other ones that's on set and all of that. I can guarantee you that the information that Andy received was correct. But I respect your opinion. Do you think they were in cahoots together? Who, Veronica Monroe? Brit and Kenya? Let me know. I'm just going to say Patricia E from now on. You say, I feel like Kenya can go after Bravo about the pow pow that allegedly Brit had, and they didn't do a full investigation. Look, we said that from day one. That's why I said to me, look, Kenya was absolutely wrong. And I will say this, without Kenya, we really wouldn't be here. But I cannot skip over exactly what Patricia E said. Without Brit talking about the pow pow, we definitely wouldn't be here. You know, I'm mad that me and this have had the same name. A mess. We know you are nowhere near like that one. I wonder why she didn't sue Kenya. That's what I'm saying, Jacqueline. So that lets you know it's a money grab. I ain't gonna go after her. She ain't got what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 20 million. I think this Diddy case, which we're gonna get into next, got a lot of people, baby, just want they going for the gusto. They going for the gusto. Hey Linda Gamble. Hey Cricket. All right. No way Kenya would have posted someone else. Candy. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my lemonade. And it's sour. Maybe that's why my voice keep going in and out. I'll start over Chronicles of Kim K. You said no way Kenya would have posted someone else. Candy and the other housewives saw it except Drew. Brit is FOS, full of shiznit. This case is as stupid as DDG coming for Hallie in his claims. Girl, say it. Say it. All right, let me see if Veronica Monroe answered me. And we're going to get into. But Kenya did put out photos of someone she thought was Brit. I wouldn't not put anything past Kenya. Okay, Veronica Monroe, did I miss your response when you said, do I think they're in cahoots? Because I really want to know who. Couple more. Ooh, child. Okay, what I'm going to do. What I am going to do. She even said, okay, the pics affected her insurance business, right? Said she was spending, or at one point she tried the line, say she lost her license. Angela came out like, girl, what? No, that's not true. But her mouth is fly, so she just not used to people clapping back at her. Right, exactly. Her mama's sisters allowed her to bully them, but boo, not in the real world. I totally agree with that. And I don't know, maybe she could have just been like that spoiled sibling and daughter where nobody wanted to say anything to. I won't necessarily say bullying. I respect your opinion on that, but yeah, she got away with it a lot. And the public just did not like her, and I think she would rather do something like this than continue to face this public scrutiny that she's been experiencing. All right. Thank you, Linda Gamble. Kenya would have a case against Bravo. Right. Hold up. Hold up. Who's Brit attorney? Not Tyrone Blackburn, child, that was used in the Diddy case that was fired and all of that. Tyrone stupid as hell. You hear me? Okay, I believe Brit didn't get what she thought she would out of the storyline. Facts. And production cooked up, and she spent the money that she doesn't have to pretend that she's rich. Indigo girl, excellent. Excellent comment. We saw Brit at the Lamborghini dealership. We saw Brit here, there, everywhere. And I totally agree with that. I do. Hey, Tanya. Hey, sis. All right. Now, this is what I am going to do. We got to get to the Diddy story. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. A gendered attack. How come I couldn't find it? Hey, Peggy. Refers to violence, harassment, or discrimination targeting individuals based on their actual or perceived X. So you on an all-woman show and you trying to say that, come on now. She got that from her attorney. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Linda Gamble. Go ahead and enjoy your family, sis. We appreciate you. We really, really do. Yazzie, what's up? Thank you for dropping down. Debbie say, I got a theory about Brit, but can't say it on YouTube. Dog it on Debbie. Aunt Debbie, is there a way? I'll drop the link now. Is there a way that you feel like you can get it, or do we have to wait until Sunday? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, thank you, Brit, Kenya, and production. Absolutely not, Veronica Monroe. That's just my answer. Because of situations like this, lawsuits, lawsuits. So I don't, and especially with Kenya coming out with her statement, and Veronica Monroe's question was, do we think that they all were in cahoots? I asked who. She said Brit, Kenya, and production. Kenya wouldn't be groveling. Kenya wouldn't have been let go. Brit wouldn't be suing. All of the above, had that been the case. Just my answer. Right, Danya. We want to know, Aunt Debbie. We want to know. Um, yes, she did, Sammy. I'm not gonna put that comment on the screen, but allegedly she had locks in her purse, child. Now, if you from the streets, or if you just know about the street, you know somebody that carry locks in socks. You know what I mean? And Patricia, I think I may end it on this. Bravo deserve what they're getting if they would have done the proper investigation over the over the pow and got rid of Brit. This wouldn't be going on. Facts. Facts. All right. We gotta move on. I hate that I have no, well, I really don't hate that I have lunch with my aunts, but I do. But let's get into this Diddy mess because I really want to go ahead and shut down how everybody feel about Young Miami. I don't know why people think that Young Miami, just because she is a city girl, was able to handle Diddy. And in my title, I have Diddy is gay. And I want to start off by saying if he is, because that's my opinion only, that's okay. That's okay. And my opinion is if Diddy would have lived in his truth, I doubt that he would ever have found himself where he is now, facing all of these years behind bars. Um, and the reason why I feel that way is two things. What Cassie said about Diddy wanting the male uh child, how can I put this? Diddy wanted what comes out of men rubbed on him, on his nipples and body and all of that. That means you, hey, that means you're gay. Okay. And also, the victim, oh, child, I almost said her name because I was saying it in members only. The victim, Jane Doe, but she's just being called Jane, that's testifying now. She too said that Diddy would want that spread on her and him, and they would do the do in the other guys what came out the other men. Also wanted, and yes, trigger warning, also wanted it on the area on a woman where if he happened to touch it with his parts and then do to do with her, he still got a piece of that man involved. You guys get what I'm saying? Diddy, in my opinion, I'm not even going to say bye. I think he's gay. And I blame his mama. Girlfriend Chronicle saying, well, it is good for your skin, child. Go away from me, child. Let me order me some Proactive or something. But I blame Diddy's mama. If you guys did not watch The Fall of Diddy, make sure to check it out. The Patroni Cuties and I watched it, and it was very, very good documentary. And it's about 5 parts, if I'm not mistaken. And just looking at that, I felt like his mama screwed him up. I'm gonna give you guys some breakdown. I'm gonna play some videos of Young Miami because a lot of people feel like she was, she ain't go through what these people went through. She got $250,000 a month and all that. All that is a lie. All that is a lie. Danya, thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know I love me some you. You know I love me some you. And thank you for last night as well. Wasn't it amazing? Shout out to Let's Be Clear as well. But thank you, Danya. Let me properly thank you, and then we're gonna get back into the commentary. Money, 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 money. All right. Now, just a little background on Diddy's lifestyle growing up from what we learned in the documentary. His daddy was a street guy, big time, and his mama, Janice, allegedly was a, a madam. I'm just gonna say it, a madam, allegedly. All of this is alleged. Which means that she ran a house where people was coming in and out, in and out. The Piz Nymphs, I hope you guys know what that is. It's in the title. And the 304s, in and out, in and out. She ran an operation, allegedly an enterprise that was ex-related. And I think that Diddy witnessed a lot of stuff. Teresa, please remove your comments, sis. If I got to say it a certain way, it has to be typed a certain way. The 304 comment, please, if you can. Let me know if it lets you. I think that Diddy witnessed a lot when it comes to his mom and the lifestyle. And I think that he could have been, again, this is just my opinion. He could have been turned on by that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this behavior is just from out of nowhere. I don't think that his actual appetite is just from nowhere. Thank you, Teresa. Hold on. I was turning on my phone to see if I could get it. Thank you, Teresa. Skin softener, child. Y'all a mess. Fabric soft, skin softener, girl. Every type of softener. Softened him right on up too, okay? I think that this is learned behavior, but I think with his money and his power, he took it all the way up there. He took it all the way up there. And it's sick. Now, last night, and this is what I mean when I say that I couldn't be a member of the jury because, yeah, they probably going to end up with a hung jury. And I think that they still may end up with one. Because if you are following this case, 1 minute you'll be saying his ass is grass. He guilty. Then you hear something else the next day. No, come on now. Y'all wasn't victims and this and that. It's been back and forth from the beginning for me. This will be next week is the last week for the prosecution. This is the 4th week, and I believe they only have 4. And they are expecting this case to be over in 6. So we can have a verdict in a couple weeks. But for me right now, last night I said that this anonymous victim that's currently on the stand, look, let me just put it this way. I do think that there were a lot of these women that were willing to be 304s to a certain extent. And they just didn't realize that, no, you about to be a 304. He about to dog you out. Because if we just gonna keep it real. And look, anybody want to come up, feel free to come up. What time is it? 1, 2, 3. I got 20, 30, maybe 30 minutes. But I'm going to get into a little bit more about this. But if you want to come up and give your thoughts, and if you're able to give them, not long drawn out, feel free. I'm off today, but I got something to do. I think that the average woman, and we know that there are victims. We know that there are victims of DV. We know that there are victims that's been SA'd. We know all of that. That's not what I'm saying. No one has this kind of appetite, Peggy. And he learned this from somewhere. And that money, that power, a billionaire, yeah, he took it there. He took it there. And for instance, the one that's on the stand now got with him while he was dating her best friend. Best friend left and took her 304 on to another man and ended up getting engaged with him. For me, the first act that will make you say, "What the hell? What the helly?" That's when everybody's supposed to get up and go home. But I think that the quest of being his main girl, I think that money, I think that being involved with him and the tie to him and the perks and the apartments and the homes and the cars and the trips and the private jets and all of that, I think initially that kept them all going back. But do I think that somewhere down the line this shit got really, really grimy? Absolutely. And for me, they bit off more than they can chew. I asked you guys the other day, and I'm standing on this. Some victims, in quotation marks, oh, that sounds so hard to say, and I've been saying it the past couple days like it was nothing. Some alleged victims should have been ashamed of themselves first before anybody could shame them. Okay, I put it like that. And when it comes to the one that's on the stage testifying now, I do think that in the beginning, had she wanted an out, she absolutely could have gotten out compared to who she's tied to. And I don't care what's going on. I believe that if she would have called him, "I'm scared. I done got involved with this guy, and this guy want me to do this and that with every time, and I don't want to. Can you put me and your son up?" I think that he would have done that. And look, for Cassie, we know it was brutal with this one too. Now I do have Inner City Press's thread up. I'll scan through it while we're live. I don't know if she's come out and said that Diddy put his paws on her yet. But with Cassie, we know that there was also physical ABUs. And look, all of these women were actually ABUs. But for me, how do we get here? Some of these rumors, and hey, Simone, give me 1 second, sis. Some of these rumors started way before Diddy was arrested, as far as his lifestyle, what he was into, and all of that. And I'm going to play one real quick. I'm going to play a couple things because I have Young Miami in my title because, again, a lot of people feel like Young Miami is bout it. Young Miami, Diddy would never do that to Young Miami. Young Miami is a city girl. Make no mistake about it. Young Miami was used as well for a couple things. X, as well as her youth, as well as her younger audience. Young Miami wasn't different, okay, at all. And one day, maybe she will come out and really let it be known what happened to her. When I saw this video, I knew that shit wasn't normal. Okay. So we are going to take a look. Give me 1 second, Simone. I have 3 short videos I'm going to play and then we'll talk about it. 171 looking and in the bushes and 119 likes. Please hit the like button for me. All right, let's go ahead and take a listen and a look to Young Miami and Diddy talking to somebody else. And this is the same thing that every woman has talked about in the courtroom. Hey, Red Ann.
So how many rounds you be going?
Oh, I gotta turn that up. Hold on. It's his tone, the way he demanding and talking to her. You know, you answer. Listen.
So how many rounds you be going?
You know.
The people don't.
You know them.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay, so
I'm
what's the answer?
asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
Baby, let me tell y'all something.
All right, now since I was able to turn it up a little more, I'm gonna take it back to the beginning. All right, take a listen.
So how many rounds you be going?
You know.
The people don't.
You know them.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay, so
I'm asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
Baby, let me tell y'all something. On which y'all. This nigga don't go to sleep. I be like, God damn. I'm gonna tell y'all something. For real. I really thought that I was gonna like make him tap out. Like I really thought he was gonna be being out no chance. This nigga don't go to sleep. Like I be like, nigga. You gotta be energized you gotta be charged up like a Tesla.
You going off the grid with me, you gotta go to sleep for a week.
Yeah, it's definitely giving us sleep.
All right. Now, it's absolutely not normal, Sammy. And now that the other women have spoken out as far as some of the things that they take in order for them to go days and days and days and days, please believe Young Miami went days and days and days and days as well, in my opinion only, under those same substances. Ain't no Negro going days and days, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And the city girl talk in that, the city girl lingo is, I thought I was going to be able to tap him out. I thought I was going to, and see, he demanded her to answer. You know how many days I last. She said, yeah, I know. Well, the people don't. Let the people know. Look, Diddy had beards. Every woman, in my opinion, that was with Diddy was his beard. Because again, I'm not into this and I'm not judging anybody. Hold on. I'm not into it. I'm not judging anybody that is into it. But most men, when they want a threesome, they want it to be two women.
You better say it.
Not me. They want it to be 2, 3, 4, 5 women and him. And they may be sitting in the corner pleasuring themselves. Diddy wanted men and men only. And then he wanted the men juices on them. Okay. Now, that video is number 1. Just to say what the anonymous victim Jane has said, as far as going hours and hours and hours, and Cassie and all of that. And then let's get into what Cassie said about the P. Okay, I just want to show you guys the similarities where a Negro and his money and his power and the private jets and all of that will make you believe that, yeah, I really like this. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Now, Young Miami tried to come out after the fact and say, I was lying. No, your ass wasn't lying. And take a listen to what she had to say while she was with Diddy.
I do. But like peeing on you, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too. I'm gonna be honest. So take a shower. If you like golden showers, I do. Golden showers, meaning when the guy pees on you, pee on you everywhere. You like it? I just like it. You do? Freak of the week. Huh? So you say take a shot. You say take a shot. Yeah, I take a shot. You like go to shower? I do. But like peeing on you, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. So looking at that, wasn't none of that a lie. But if I get to be with Diddy, if Diddy take me to the Chanel store and I'm able to show these chicks that he balling out on me, that's how it all starts. Young Miami should be thanking Cassie. She should be. She wasn't with him long enough probably to experience everything, but she experienced something. Please believe it. She tried to glamorize the lifestyle and she went through the same ish. You sitting here on a public platform talking about how you like golden showers. Then after all of these accounts started coming out, you was lying. No, I was lying when I said that. Nothing about that said that she was lying. Nothing. But this is for those that feel like, yeah, he wasn't going to do that to Young Miami. He did. And had he still have been out, he would have continued until she unfortunately got up on somebody's stand in a courtroom. She absolutely experienced this. But I'm a city girl. I'm cool. I was holding up signs that said Poppy and all of this. I can't I can't come out here and say that I'm a victim too. You know what I mean? Hold on, guys. All right. One more quick video, then I'm gonna get to Simone. Let me close this one and bring this one down. This is where the $250,000 came from. And a lot of people ran with this. And they just believed that Diddy was giving Young Miami, oh, shoot, Girlfriend Chronicles. I got a picture that I wanted to send myself real quick. Hold on. Just from reading the white polish. Because he absolutely wanted all of his women to wear white nail polish, toenail polish, all of that. Then he also gave them a necklace to signify that they were down with the get down. Hold on. I'm emailing myself now. All right. In this video, this is where the $250,000 a month came from. Diddy never gave Young Miami no $250,000 a month for nothing, not even her body. Okay. If he gave the Jane person 10,000 for 9 days, y'all think just because Young Miami is a little hood, a little street, and younger that she was able to get 250? Absolutely not. But take a look at this one. Then I'm gonna show this picture, Simone, and then we're gonna chat. This is where the 250 came from. I believe at this time she wasn't getting ish. Okay. But yeah, I could go and take you and they look, Diddy and Young Miami's relationship benefited each other. She sold her soul just like these other women, because there's no way in the world, if Diddy was an average damn near 60-year-old man, she would have given him the time of day if he wasn't Diddy. But it benefited her, and then it benefited him again because he wanted her youth and he wanted her younger audience, and he got it. But let's take a look at this one.
So the people want to know
is what they want to know.
Are you 100K Poppy?
Yes, that's me.
Okay,
that's me.
You dropping 100K?
250
on the shopping spree?
250.
Oh, getting your bag, staying your bag.
I'm getting your bag. You know what it is.
So she's asking. She's not saying that you've done this for me. She asked him. She lowballed, in his opinion, 100K. Are you 100K Poppy? 250. Any running game on her. You know what I'm saying? Diddy didn't have to do all of that. Just being with Diddy was enough for all these women. Let me finish.
Love that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I ain't got no time to be cheap. You feel me?
So you not cheap?
Nah, no.
You like spending money?
Hey, I'm like just living my best life, and anything around me, I want it to flourish and live its best life too. So I'm just in a good mood. You know how when you just, hey, big spender. You know what I'm saying? It's Christmas.
All right, you guys get the gist right there. Again, that's pimp talk. That's what that is. And that's pulling you in. Girl, I don't know what you heard, but I spent 250. I seen, come on now. Straight garbage. She's experienced a lot. I don't think that she'll ever tell anybody unless it's later on down the line. Right now, she still could be hopeful that he's going to get off and she could assume her position. I don't have it in front of me, but also when she clapped back at Gina, one of Diddy's girlfriends, she told her, "Shut up, B, before Diddy have you down on your knees licking her, the Hello Kitty. Shut up, B, before Diddy have you down." So that means that she's witnessed Diddy making people do things to other people. Okay. Let me stop sharing this, and then Simone, I'm gonna present this, and then we done. This was the Diddy necklace. The Diddy necklace. If you guys can see the shark tooth, every woman that's been with Diddy wore the shark's tooth. What that means to him, I don't know. But Kim Porter, may she rest in peace, had a shark's tooth on. Young Miami, Cassie, Jennifer Lopez, Gina, The man is sick. I think the mama has something to do with it. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I will try to read some of you all's comments. But if you guys want me to see something, put a color on it. It could be $1. I don't care. Thank you though for those that's joining me. Hit the like button. Simone, your thoughts, sis? Simone, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can now.
I'm sorry. I was driving, so I may cut out. I'm gonna have to make this short because I think I might cut in and out.
You need a
Um,
couple minutes, or
no, because I'm going somewhere. So,
okay.
but I'll just say this: I agree 100% with what you're saying. But I really think that the latest witness that he's that's on the stand, I think that he only picked that woman because of who she's connected to. Because
Thanks.
they have trolled each other for years, and he has this. He's really weird. He gets people. The Sarah, the baby mama,
Mm-hmm.
the other daughter, not the twin, but the other daughter. She used to date Tupac, and him and Tupac had a beef.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and of course, we all know about Kim. So I don't know. It's just some weird thing. I think he only didn't go in as hard as he would on
Sure.
Jane Doe is because all that would have went out, because if that
Because of the tie.
person found out,
Yeah.
he was going to tell it all, because that person been telling it all for years.
Well,
He
look,
and
let me say this real quick. You missed members only. I said the same exact thing last night.
Oh,
Same. He
okay.
that it was absolute game from the beginning. It was a get
Yes.
back at him, and now I got your baby's mama. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes. No, but that's all I want to point out. I was kind of in and out. I fell asleep, so I didn't get to hear everything in members only. But
That's
yeah,
okay.
that was, and all, unfortunately, from what everyone's describing, people who are in the courtroom, she really thought this was going to be, she was doing all these things and it was going to end up in a relationship.
Girl,
And
bye.
I know, but I
Girl,
think
bye.
she just didn't understand she was getting played,
Girl, bye.
played. So
Look, look,
yeah,
look, real quick. To a certain extent, I'll go with that. But make no mistake about it. Women have I don't want to say goals, but yeah, you think I don't want to be with him? You think I don't want to be his wife? You think I don't want to be his girlfriend? I'm okay with him having other girlfriends and all of that. See, when you say you're okay with him having other girlfriends, but that's my partner too, and all of that. Look, I think, like I said earlier, Simone, this just for me, and I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. I think that she knew that, yeah, I may have to do some things for this change.
yes,
She just did not expect it to go this way. All
yes.
this dirty, this low, this degrading. But uh, everybody knew. We know Diddy ain't never claimed one person, not even Kim Porter, his soulmate, in quotation marks. Go
Exactly.
ahead. Go
And
ahead.
see, she's different to a different type of New York Negro.
Girl,
She
look.
wasn't used to him.
Facts.
Diddy is weird monster. I mean,
Isn't he?
weird monster. I would love someone who lived in the neighborhood that's still around to really give a deep dive on his mama. I
Yep.
want to know so
Yep.
much about this woman, because I get vibes from her that are just, my grandma used to call it the house of ill repute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what in the heck was going on in that house. I think it was beyond just a house, a whole house. I'm sorry, a 304 house. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was some really deep, dirty stuff going on in there.
Well, look,
Some
look,
dark
look.
stuff.
And I think he's protecting her.
Yes,
I think that had this man came out and said that I experienced this in my childhood, I was introduced to this, all of that. I absolutely agree with you that
oof,
I think a lot of this stems from her.
yes, I do too. Because he got a sister, and
Yeah.
I know you never see her. I looked on her page one day. I was like, wow. I thought he was the only child. I honestly
Mm-hmm.
thought for years he was the only child. I just found out, I guess, when all this started popping up, that he has a sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But anyway, let me get off here. But I'll be listening.
All right, all right. You'll be up with us on Sunday.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All
All
right.
right. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
Simone. Drive
Okay, bye-bye.
safely. Thanks, sis.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna go up. I'll put where you guys started some of this commentary, but if you haven't already, put in the chat if you think that Young Miami was different. Put in the chat if you think Young Miami was different, because I don't. Also, let's see here. I don't know if, let me look on my phone and see how clear this is for you guys, because it's not clear on my desktop. To the YouTubers that's there, be careful. I want to show you guys what they said after court was adjourned today. Um, Give me 1 second. Let me bring up my live. And let me turn it this way. Okay, clear enough. I'm reading it for you guys anyway. But when it comes to the YouTubers, child, keep on trying to say this girl's name. Counsel to Jane Doe. I want to bring to the court's opinion that there are YouTube accounts that are actively trying to find out Jane's identity, where we find contact information, we reach out, and we are recording live streams. So they are recording a lot of the YouTubers that's going live. Every YouTuber that I've watched did not say who this was. Especially on the main page. But they're saying that if they find out, it would violate the order, and they're saying that they would ask them to be banned from the courtroom or the overflow room. So there's one person that I know that said it. Well, it's plenty that said it. First of all, Jane Doe, when she described her child's father, and said that Sean and her child's father has been into it with each other for years, girl, everybody knew it was you. Everybody knew that it was you. Debbie, you say no. Young Miami ass ain't no different facts. So yeah, that's just for the content creators. But the ones that I've been watching, Armand made sure to not say her name. And I'm sorry, my apologies to Tisa Tail. I can't even follow Tisa too much. Tisa be worried about them super chats. Now she's giving excellent information, but I really wish, because your people gonna support you. I really wish she'll just give the commentary and then at the end say, for those of you, thank you for the super chats, or I'm gonna go over the list and I'll properly thank you guys at the start of the next video. I just can't follow Tisa, but all of them, Queen Sheba's there, all of them are doing an excellent job. Excellent job. I will say this though, guys, and this is where I watch, well, not watch. You guys will see on this thread. This was 7 hours ago. This is when the jury, where the judge say, bring the jury in and the witnesses and all rise. That's how I start my day. Okay. Every day. And I go from 7 hours to 6 hours to 5 hours to 4 hours to 3 hours. I follow everything when it comes to this case. And I don't know. You guys know we were gonna try to do like a mock jury thing, and I'm just gonna say I'm a little worried because one day, yes, we feel Diddy is absolutely 100% guilty. Then the next day, we're saying, "Oh my goodness, but how is this RICO? How is this racketeering? He's not on trial for grape. He's not on trial for any SA. Well, he is for X trafficking, but SA or grape, he's not on trial for that." DV, he's not on trial for that. But I think that in this last week, the government is absolutely tying it in, and it's parts that I still don't fully know the law about. But I guess if he took this victim to out of the United States, that's trafficking with the purposes of having X. If he flew her or any other ones to Miami or Vegas or wherever, that's absolutely, I guess, trafficking. But I don't know. And it is several content creators. I watch Pam Esquire, I watch her as well, and she's an attorney. A lot of them are going back and forth as well, as far as they haven't proven this, but he's definitely guilty on this, but he's not been charged with this. So I could imagine that is how the jury may be feeling. That's why they have individual people. But is he a monster? Absolutely. This is some of the weirdest ish. Let me see if I could, because I got about 5 more minutes. But this is what Simone was talking about. She would text him, I love you. You know, they asked, did you text that you wanted to have X with him? Yes, I did, but only with him. Did you text him that you wanted to have X with others? Yes, because it was his fantasy. This is when I have a problem with these alleged victims, because I think that, look, it's a lot of women with street mentality and minds as well. And I'm going to do whatever or say whatever to this Negro to continue to have him under my thumb, to continue to reap the benefits, to continue to fly here, fly there, to continue to have him to pay my rent. I had the same problem with Cassie saying, dang, you leaving? She texted him exactly what this victim texted him. But Cassie said, dang, you leaving? Oh my, dang, I wanted to have a FO. That's not a victim to me in that moment, guys. That's not being coerced. If anything, you're trying to coerce his ass to come back and have the FO. With her saying and answering yes, that I did text him that I wanted to have X with him and others, but I only did it because it was his fantasy. No, ma'am. You did it to keep getting those benefits. You did it possibly to be able to throw up in your baby daddy face. Look who I got now. Yeah, you big time, but look who I'm with. I don't think for 1 second Diddy gave any of these women the vibes that you gonna be wifey. And even if he did say it, it's game. I don't think that we are dealing with, not when we go through the baby mom, child, not when we go through this victim page. We ain't dealing with no young, innocent, naive, timid women. We dealing with women that's bending it over. That you can't even go through their Instagram page without seeing a revealing actual pic. Okay. So everybody, to me, but do I think that the things that this man instructed for them to do, again, sometimes your ass could bite off more than you can chew. Sometimes you can bite off more than you can chew. So yeah, I'm willing to go ahead and introduce another man in the bedroom with us, baby. That's what you bit. But then when it's time for you to chew, it's 10 Negroes. It's 10 of them in 2 days. So how can we differentiate? You know what I mean? It again, this how I'm talking aloud. I think some of the jurors are going to talk aloud as well. Okay? The back and forth as to guilt or innocence is real, but the final summation will determine this case. Facts, Jacqueline, as with any other cases. And there has to be back and forth. If you're watching, or if you're reading, or if you listen to commentary, we can come in here set he guilty based off of the shit that, especially that video we saw of Cassie. But if you try to, which is what I said weeks and weeks ago when I wanted to do the mock jury, and we'll get back into it, I'm judging it based off of the testimony for the day or the totality of the week. And just to keep it real with everybody, yeah, I have gone from guilty to he ain't guilty of what they're trying to charge him with. Then back to guilty. We're human. You know what I mean? And we have feelings and emotions, and we know this shit was dirty and low down and disgusting and all of that. But Girlfriend Chronicles said earlier in the comment section, as soon as a Negro asks me for another woman, I'm out. As soon as a Negro say, hey, I want you to try this pink Coca-Cola, I'm out. As soon as a Negro say, at what point are grown folks supposed to be able to say no and stand on no? Don't say, I want to say no, but my God, this mansion he got me living in, I love it so much. This car that I'm driving, I love it so much. That trip that we went to Italy and here and there, I love it so much. At what point does some of this fall on these people that willingly started and didn't realize this shit was going to get this low? And I'm telling you guys, it's my thoughts. I don't know shit. I'll just give my opinion like you guys do. At some point, I believe that the jury is going to go through these same emotions. Because again, how can you not? Another part real quick. Did he tell you what to text? Yes, he asked, what do you want? Be explicit. Why did you write these things? I wanted to make my lover happy. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You wanted to make yourself happy and you wanted to keep that lifestyle going. Now, under no circumstances, again, do I feel like Diddy should have fed any of these people drugs or whatever else. But I told you guys the other day, go ahead and unalive me. That's what you're going to have to do, Diddy. That's what you're going to have to do right here. I'm not about to continue to do a damn thing. And once I'm out of your eyesight, excuse me, and you gone on about your business after the shit that you just put me through on this trip, I'm going straight down to the people. And I'm going to let them know I'm talking about Diddy. I need you guys to put me in a witness protection program. Let me run down everything that this man just did to me last night. But I ain't showing back up next week or the next month or the next month or the next year. Come on now. So I'm not fighting for Diddy. Diddy is a monster. He's dirty. He's all of the above. But I'm not just going to come out here and say all of these things. See, because even with her, she talked about, she typed to him. Well, the prosecution said, see this right here. You don't have to read this, but did you write, I want to slob, pause, corn on the cob? Why did you write that? Paul is not Sean. I knew it would turn Sean on. Is it me? Where's Aunt Debbie? I know Aunt Debbie agree with me. Fuck Sean and his turn on and all this weird shit. You said that to keep things going. And yes, do I think that she's traumatized now? Yes, but I also have to point out that she was still one of his girls up until he got arrested. So for me, she would still be continuing in those activities. That's just me. She'll still be there. She also said that she was jealous. I had that somewhere, child, of the person that Diddy was being public with. And she let him know that. So again, Diddy using Young Miami for her youth and the younger audience made a couple people mad. But this anonymous Jane said she let him know, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm at home watching you on vacay with so-and-so. Look, Island Girl, only thing we can do is keep it real. I respect everybody's opinion, and I hope you respect mine. And as for me, it started And this is probably how they got him too. Willingly, and they bit off more than they can chew, and then they found themselves down in the dungeon, damn near where they can't get out. They Every person started this willingly. Cassie was with Ryan Leslie, left Ryan Leslie for somebody that was bigger, Diddy. While Cassie was with Diddy, Cassie was able to start dating Kid Cudi, NBA player, NFL player, and then ended up leaving with her husband. I'm not saying that these women did not experience DV. I'm not or physical abuse or actual abuse, all of that, and that's how they're gonna get Diddy. But everybody wanted a piece of the pie, and Diddy used that pie and spoon fed all their asses. Everybody wanted a piece of pie. I have yet to see one person that said, "I don't want a dime. I do not want to sue this man civically. I just want justice." No, everybody, I want justice, but I want this 10 million too. I want justice, but I want this 20 million too. I want just, come on now. Come on. Come on. Aunt Debbie said all them folks is nasty and everybody involved played a part. Mama too said, I agree with you, Chit Chat. Diddy is a monster, but he is not on trial for that, unfortunately. Island Girl said, absolutely, Diddy is a monster and no right-minded person supports him, but this acting like they didn't willingly participate is beyond me. Mama too said Jane Doe started this relationship voluntarily. She took Diddy from her friend, best friend. She met him for going to a birthday party of her friends. Island Girl said, and to be honest, it's why a lot of these black men go to non-black women because they not raised like us, and some things we just not doing. Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, when those jury instructions are laid out in front of them, they'll have to make their decisions based on the instructions and law, not their personal opinions. That's true too. Absolutely. But there is a such thing as what we're doing, which is a court of public opinions. Call it right or wrong. You can't expect people all to agree. If so, wouldn't this world be beautiful? We would live in a perfect world if everybody agreed on everything. And that's not how it is. So we shall see. Let's see. Patricia said, Patricia E., but men take women out of the country all the time that have a choice to say yes or no. I'm not saying that he is right because he's wrong, but I can see both sides. And that's another part that I'm confused on, because let's say you meet a guy and you guys have been dating and all of that. And I'm talking about everyday common dating now. I ain't talking about that shit that Diddy was in, but it's similar. Let's say you guys were dating and all of that, and had relations, and he presented a trip to you. Baby, I want to take you to Jamaica. Would you like to go? And yes, I'm going. Okay, our trip is booked for this day, and make sure and blah blah blah. And we get over there and we continue doing the do. And let's say while we over there, he say, "Ooh, I always wanted to have a threesome. Would you like that?" And let's say the person say, "Yeah, why not?" YOLO, you only live once. That's not me. I'm just talking in general. Does that mean what Patricia E is saying, that person was ex trafficked? Or does that mean that they both said, cool, let's do this? So I still have hours to read from today, and I'll have to catch my favorite content creators once I get back. But yeah, it's cray. It's crazy. And as for me, just from where I've been looking on, and I'm not an attorney, so I definitely don't know the breakdown of all of the charges, and a couple other people have given breakdowns online and all of that. They'll say this is a RICO, and they'll go through this and go through this and go through that and saying this is what Diddy did to You know, I don't know. I don't know. So we'll continue our discussions. That's it. That's all. Well, no, I'm not going to say that's it. That's all. But I think that that was the main thing. Let's not forget that Diego is the one that eventually Diddy started beefing with. Diego is the company that made the tequila. Um, what's the name of that doggone tequila? A Diddy's. Anyway, that was right before the Cassie came out. And it's some big dogs. That's some big dog. Now Diddy was a billionaire, but he's a puppy compared to them boys. But Patricia, I've always been one to say that if your actions or the things that you were doing, such as this, is very, very disgusting and all of that, it could still be separated for me. They absolutely could have made a call. Hey, find some dirt on this guy. But all the shit that he's done, he did that. He did it. I felt the same way about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was um in line to buy a percentage of NBC, and a lot of people said the same thing then. Oh, he pissed off some big people. But yeah, he was still drugging women back in the day. You know what I mean? So, ooh, thank you for this comment. Thank you for this comment. I think this is um okay, I'll read these last three and I gotta go. Veronica Monroe said he invited them on flights, thinking that they were going to hang out together and not with other dudes. I believe if money took place, it is considered trafficking. But that's the thing, though. A lot of the stuff before the flights, they agreed to do it. You know what I mean? So, look, no means no. Let's go ahead and say that. So, hell yeah, if I agreed in Miami, where we just so happen to be, but we travel here and I say no, no means no, period. But did they say no? The text message said that this one just sent the text that said, oh, I know Armand gonna talk about this today because it said, um, the prosecution asked her, "Do you need a moment?" And she's crying. Armand said she did that all day yesterday. Let's see. Let's see. All right, we just heard Diddy and Young Miami. That video I showed you guys talking about going off the grid. And right here they mentioned, what does going off the grid mean? And she said, getting free. They said, did Sean call you a freak? She said, yes. He wanted me to be wild and actual. But anyway, Veronica Monroe, even in these text messages, for me, I'm just putting myself in the mind of just a juror that's looking at all of this. If I send you a message saying, I wanted to go down on Paul, you're not here. Oh man, I wanted to go down on Paul or whatever. The lines are blurred. That's all I'm saying. The lines are blurred. And a lot of more people are way more familiar with all of those charges, racketeering, RICO, and all of that. And we are on YouTube. We are doing mock thoughts, mock trials, mock whatever we're doing. And I don't expect everybody to be on the same level as far as knowing everything in detail. Do I think that they got them? I do. Do I think that it's a little blurry as far as some of the charges? I do. That's just me. Hey, Angela Richardson. Hello. And again, I hope that all of you guys are able to respect everyone's opinions, whether they line up with yours or not. I heard in other chats, child, people are blocking people because they feel like, well, girl, you told him you wanted to get down with the get down that day. I'm blocking her. No, no, no. Yeah, let people have their own opinions. You know what I mean? We're all different. We're all I don't think anybody is rooting as far as rooting for Diddy. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. It really, really is. But as me being me, and I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think any of us would know how we would truly react unless we were there and in that situation, yeah, I ain't showing up for date number 2. Negro, on date number 1, you had a Negro come out the closet. You got pink substances on the table. You got this, you got that. I ain't saying, ooh, I can't wait till the next time. There's no in the world I would ever gotten to the point of wanting to be his girl, his wife, his woman. No, this nigga crazy. But damn, if this nigga got $1 billion, look now. If he got $1 billion and I'm out here struggling, I'm living in a rat infested apartment in Queens. You know what I mean? I think people again bit off more than they could chew. They weighed the odds. Think of an imaginary scale right now in your head. I got $200 in my checking account right now. But shit, if I put it on Diddy, I could probably have 20 tomorrow. Guess what? Diddy done gave you that 20. He was like, oh shit, that was easy. Can't wait till the next time I break his ass off. Then next week, shit, if I was able to get 20, I'm going to try to get 30. Guess what? He gave you that 30. You kept on. Okay, now you want to have a man in the room. Okay. Shit, you told me you was going to give me how much for that? 50? I'm willing to do that one time. Here go 50. Shit, in a month, you done made 100,000. You done made 100,000. Now I'm going for the million. Okay. You ain't know that million, goddamn it, came with ecstasy, Molly, Percocet, Vicodin, pink cocaine, Tom, Dick, Harry, the Punisher, red lights, baby oil, child. A lot of these people sold they soul to the devil, period. And Diddy is the devil. But I ain't about to act like the selling didn't go on. I ain't about to act like the selling didn't go on. I ain't about to act like the reasoning of this shit that I just went through last night. Yeah, Peggy, not even $1 billion for your dignity. That's what I'm saying. But who is it up to protect your dignity? You or him? Whose job is it to protect your own damn dignity? It's my job. My job would have said that was a nice ass motherfucking mansion in Miami, baby. Damn, that shit was nice. I will never be back again. That's my dignity. I don't give a damn what that nigga got. Yachts, butlers, maids and assistants and barbers and hairstylists and shoppers and all of that. I won't be back. God, thank you for letting me live through that experience. You will never, ever have to worry about me going back over there. So, yeah, all parties need to hold themselves accountable, as well as Diddy. I couldn't imagine. Oh, I got to go. I couldn't imagine. Hold on. Let me send a text. Give me 1 second. One second. I couldn't imagine Diddy sitting there, number one, realizing all the shit that he put these women through. He knew it, but to have to hear it in detail again, he should be absolutely ashamed of his goddamn self. He's a monster. But even when it comes to them, I would feel crazy to say, yes, in 2 days, he made me be with 40 guys. And I went back next week. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Aunt Debbie says sooner than later he gonna want to pee on you, nasty. Aunt Debbie, not on you, in you. Cassie said that's how she got sores in her mouth. And look, that video that I played you guys of Young Miami, yes, I like it. Ew, ew. If it hadn't happened that by then, it was coming. He was grooming her ass too. you know? So yeah, I just think accountability needs to go around for everybody. I really, really do. And we'll see what happens when it comes to this case. A verdict should be in. At one point, the judge was saying he wanted a verdict by July 4th, before the holiday. Before the holiday. Spectator says, giving scam likely vibes. Let me read another comment on my way out of here. I would have been out of here right here. Um, the prosecution said, did he say why he did not want the entertainer to wear a condom? He did not want to see a rubber. Did you raise it ever when sober and not in hotel room? Yes. Was it ever recorded? Yeah. I wouldn't give a damn what you don't want to see. This is my body. Now, I already agreed to Paul, Tom, Dick, and Harry, but now you want me to do this and all of that Negro F you and them. At what point is it Negro F you? Anybody? Anybody? And again, for me, this is what's different. And I really have to go. Let me see if my aunt responded back to me. Probably driving now. Oh, I gotta go. She know I'm always late, but I got my clothes laid out. No means no. No means no. So, at any point, when these women said no to Diddy, no means no. But also, no should mean no to your damn self, too. No should mean no to you, too. No, I'm not doing that. I could die from, STDs. No, I'm not doing that. I got a son that I got to live for. Instead of, oh child, I can't even get deeper because I'll be here 2 more hours and I can't do it. But that's what I was about to say, Angela. I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad I saw it, because I think that this victim, because again, I do think that in one way or another, they all did become victims of Diddy. The only reason why I feel like this woman could have had a different outcome, Angela, and Angela said, I don't think no woman that came into his life escaped his behavior. Her baby daddy is cray cray. Her baby daddy is also rich. Now, Diddy is not the only powerful man that's walking around. And as I said, maybe it's easier said than done. I think that everybody, this one talked about, she went and hung out with her friends and Diddy got mad. He was that type of controlling ass man. But if you freely was able to go on vacation with your friends, guess what I'ma freely do? I'ma freely tell you I'm going on vacation with my friends, but I'ma freely buy me a different plane ticket that's gonna take me all the way across this United States to a little hole in the wall. I'ma freely walk into that police station and freely ask them, can they call the FBI and get them involved, and freely ask them, could they put me in witness protection? That's how I'm going to get free. That's how I'm going to escape. I do think, and again, it's easier said than done, but look, if you are more serious about your life than the lifestyle, I'm still standing on, at some point, people had opportunities to leave. You just really have to leave, and who cares if he get in trouble? I think that they cared about him. They cared about the lifestyle. They were victims. But look, Diddy did not have these people locked up. And I get the whole Stockholm syndrome and mentally you're locked up and all of this. What I'm saying is, just how they have landed themselves, involved in this trial and given their testimony and all of that. That means that Either they or their attorneys had to contact the prosecution. I just feel like some contacting could have been could have happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming them, but look, sometimes you can bite off more than you chew. Sometimes again, you can say, "Yeah, I'm a 304." And Diddy was like, "But you just don't know how low I'm about to make you go. You just don't know how much of a 304 you about to be." You know? So anyway, those are my thoughts. I thank you guys. Uh hold on. Let me respond. Okay. I got some time. She leaving out in 10 minutes. Okay. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I think that this will always be just one of those type of discussions where it turns into a debate. Hopefully next time, some of you that are like me and you love a debate, click the link and let's debate. And I respect everybody's opinion. I'm a woman, so please don't think that I'm ever against women, but I also have to think about how a lot of this started. And I do think that a lot of this started with these women feeling like, some of them, because of my beauty, because of my body, because of this. And yes, I like X and I'll do this if you want me to. I think, again, they didn't realize it was going to get this deep. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yes, I understand that. But her baby daddy didn't like her either. She doesn't care about her either. She did have the power to leave. They wanted that lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah. And I understand that. Look, he a jerk. The baby daddy is a jerk. But I don't know. I would hope and pray that if the mother of my child, who has custody of my child, ever reached out and said, "I am in danger," I would hope, you know what I mean, that something would have happened. But anyway, this has been, hey, a winner Wintry. Hello, hello, hello. Shanice, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Island Girl said, "I agree with everything you said. Diddy is a monster and something is very wrong with him. But where do people think something strange for a piece of change came from?" That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people that's willing to do a little something strange for some change. And then if I'm going to get that change from this billionaire, I'm about to break him off. I'm about to get pregnant. I'm about to do this. I'm about to be set for the rest of my life. They didn't realize, nobody did, until these women came out and started talking. This nigga cray cray. Like, for real, for real. They ain't realized that. Nobody heard these type of stories until Cassie came out. So do I think that they thought that, yeah, he think he using me, but I'm about to use him? I do. I'm sorry. Okay. And again, I also think that it is unfortunate that he could not, in my opinion, live in his truth. Yeah. I think that any man that want to pleasure themselves with something that came out of another man, like me, and I'm sorry, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Diddy would have never been able to live in that truth. I'm this hip hop guy. I'm this bad guy and bad boys for life and all of that. I think all these women were beards. And only Cassie said that she told him one time, I'd rather have a woman in the room with us. I'd rather have a woman in the room. Well, he did call her a little ex-worker, Angela. Yeah, but I'm just saying, we know who you're talking about, and we know how much that man has done. But I would hope, again, if a call was made and breaking down everything. I know you hate me and I hate your ass too, but this is what's happening. Even look, he don't have to be the savior. And I definitely got to go. On her way to the airport to go to the birthday trip that Diddy ended up getting mad that she went to, instead of boarding that plane, board another one. I'm just saying, what are the options? Take a chance for your life. Take a chance on yourself. And I'd rather take a chance, goddamn it, like Tina Turner, and ran up out that hotel and across that highway and ran in there and say, I need a room or whatever. That's the chance I'm talking about. Don't take a chance after I done gave you, okay, you want your rent due next week. I'm going to pay that again. Okay, next month, how much is it? Okay, can you come and have this night? Okay, no. At what point do you choose you? You know what I mean? Hell yeah, they got into some shit that they couldn't get out of speaking in that way. But you know, if you ain't got me chained to a wall and my feet are chained, my hands, everything mentally, they may have been chained. But at what point, again, do you choose you? She started her testimony off saying that she was his girlfriend up until he was arrested. One of. So, you know, they did a lot of strange. Allegedly, I don't know. But I gotta go. Dog it, this was getting good. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Diddy, child, live your truth. You'll probably be able to do that in jail, because you only gonna be around men then, child. Live in your truth. I think if he was able to live in his truth, you know, he probably wouldn't have landed where he is now. And I'm just gonna say, for me, I absolutely think Mama Combs played a big part in all of this shit. Young Miami, your young ass wasn't running ish, and it was all a yet. You experienced something already, but you should be thanking all these women. Damn, I ain't get to that point, but he did do this. We did screw for 3, 4, 5 days. That shit ain't normal. And then Brit Eady, go away from us with this, okay? Go away from us with this. All right, guys, I am out of here. I gotta go jump in the shower and get on up out of here, but I appreciate you guys, and you guys will probably see me live at some point tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Shout out to the Cutie Mods. Thank you guys for modding for me. Shout out to the Cutie crew. Shout out to the new subscribers. Child, I wish I could have showed you guys this. Where y'all coming from? Hold on. I'm not going to be able to show you because it's going to show you all of my analytics. Hold on, guys. Where y'all coming from? I appreciate. I appreciate you. Hold on. We are approaching 28,000. Let's see where I can post this. Oh, can I open you right here? Hold on. Got it. All right. I was able to do this. Let me see if I can share this screen. Shout out to 558 of y'all. Is it on the screen? Shout out to 558 of you in the last 28 days. Where y'all coming from? Call your friends and mama them and tell them to come on over here and subscribe. What I just do? I just marked something. But you guys see it. 28,000 is approaching. Let's see if I can get there by the end of January. But to the new subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me stop sharing this. And I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. With QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT.